Hello, Survivor fans. Welcome to the after show of Survivor Now podcast. Today, I am joined by Bruce. We are going to be discussing the second episode of Survivor 48, and we have a very special guest. For those of you who are in the reality TV world, we have a very special guest from Sequester 3 and 4. All right, 3 and 4. We have Jay West joining our conversation today. I want to start off by saying, Jay, you and I were texting a little bit earlier today, and you predicted this outcome. You said Kevin was going. What was it from episode 1 that said, yeah, this is going to be Kevin's demise?
So I'm a student of the game, Bruce. I love you, obviously, the new 2-time player. I have to say that first. But, I predicted it strictly because the first challenge, everyone mentioned how Kevin was hurt, right?
Yeah.
And I felt like we knew he went to that sweat into the savvy challenge as like a come back with something or else, right? That's how I felt. I don't know if you guys agree, but that's what I felt. And now it's either him on the chopping block, Say on the chopping block, and Mary on the chopping block now. That's what I thought the whole time. And obviously, Mary has a target on her back from Say, but we watched Say last week. She impulsive. She's going to speak her mind, and we watched a little bit of the cliffhanger for the next episode, and we see Kevin playing hard, saying how aggressive Say is playing. And by that, I just like put everything together, and I'm like, man, Kevin's going to go. I like him a lot. He's just too short. Came too late to the shot, but I think obviously it was a good move. But like people want to stay in the game.
No, I think like all right, let me push back a little bit. Let me put my Emily flipping hat on right now.
Let's go.
Listen, there's something to be said. Like when they said that, come back with something or else. Like that was day one. Like that was our like 3 of actually being next to each other. So I think that was said with a grain of salt. Will I say you got lucky in regards to your pick? Hell yeah, I'll say you got lucky on that. But the dynamic that I saw, and that we'll talk about a little bit more, off of Matthew's guidance, is that, there are certain things and things change on a dime. Like what we saw in the conversation when Cedric went and told Say, I don't think that was really truly like 11th hour type thing. I think it was something that was probably manifested like throughout the course of a long day. So for him to, myself personally, I wouldn't have got rid of him. Mary would have been gone. Bye, see you later. Like appease what's going on with Say. Who cares? Whatever. Like Mary, nothing against you, but you gotta go. Like you have no value at this point in time in the game to us. We're losing as it is. Or you know what? Turn around, flip it on Cedric. Cedric, you ain't done nothing. Like you're flopping around like a fish out of water. And we're just trying to win, but we can't even get past the first obstacle with you. So there are so many other things that happen, so many things to unpack in regards to this. But I'm gonna tell you this real quick. Like, say. Can't wait to meet you.
Right. I was thinking that same thing. I really am enjoying Say this season. She's keeping me watching. That for at these early stages in the game, I really like. I don't know if I would like playing with that energy per se, but I love having it on my TV. And it depends. It seems like you mentioned Cedric and her relationship with Cedric a little bit. It seemed like Cedric's relationship with Say kind of was her saving grace in a way, at least with what the edit showed us. And I mean, I like it. I like their relationship. I like what's going on here. And I think that Say proved that I like when Cedric went up to her and was like, hey, are you able to control your reactions?
Her emotions. Yes. Hell no, she ain't. Nope.
If anyone ever asks you that question, whether or not it's true of you or not, always say, yes, of course I can. Because what are they going to do? Hold back any information that they were going to tell you in the first place? But yeah, I just found it was interesting. Ian, good to see you in the chat. Justin absolutely made the right move because it keeps the two girls beefing and the idol out of Say's hand. Yeah, what do you two make of the Mary Say rivalry that's going on, and how would you benefit from this, Bruce?
I would benefit any way that. It's just, it's cringeworthy. You're sitting at tribal and the back and forth and stuff like that. Like we've not really seen this. I'm trying to think back in the new era, like when it's been that tumultuous back and forth, like kind of the at each other. I don't remember seeing it just as quite like this, but it's definitely going to benefit whoever takes advantage of it, because you do have the ability to sit on both sides of it and you gather information from both sides. So, we'll see who does that. Hopefully Justin does do that, and he does his thing. Yeah, I think Justin will take advantage of it.
Jay, do you think that they can? I mean, at Tribal Council, Mary said no. Jeff asked the question, like, Say and Mary, will you two be able to move forward if you both last as Tribal Council? And Mary was like, no, because it's not a personality thing. It's a trust was broken thing. I think it would be kind of cool if they somehow are able to pull together and work together on a boat. It's like a Survivor
dream. Yeah,
exactly. Would you like to see that happen, or are you kind of liking this rivalry they got going on?
It's a double-edged sword, right? Obviously, as a fan, I'm loving it because, I love drama. But at the end of the day, I would love to see that happen. And I can see it happen if it's up to Say. I feel like she's still holding all the cards because she's still got more agency. Everyone knows Mary is still right now kind of on the bottom because she didn't have a vote. But coming back from Tribal, next episode, we're speaking into the future. It's even playing field for everyone again. And I still think everyone's looking at Say like she's impulsive. She's going to say anything that's on her mind. But I do think Justin like Say because she comes to her with so much information, and Cedric. So they like that. And I think they're hiding behind that because clearly you're going to want to go after Say before me. Right. And then after that, then let's get married because we're the last two guys, then marry. Right. So that's pretty easy. But honestly, I'm loving it. I think the girls could come together, but I think Mary might have overspoke because she probably thought, Kevin had her best interest at Tribal. She didn't have a vote, right? She trusted him. Kevin and her, let's say she had a vote. It would have been Kevin, her, and Kevin. She thought that Kevin could convince Justin, and she played the idol, and everyone knew Cedric was on the rock. So it was like, they could come together, but it's just all a dream.
It was all a dream. I'm gonna tell you, real quick, I love the idea of the potential kumbaya between those two, between Mary and Say, but it's not gonna happen.
I know
it's not gonna happen. They're both alpha queens and they want to do their thing. It's just not gonna happen, and it's gonna make for good TV.
Do you think it could happen though if they win an immunity challenge? That's the thing, because it only happens. They only going after each other because they know that they're the weak tribe, right? They keep losing.
You mean if they have like a break?
Yeah, if they have a break. So now like you said, you were speaking before this. You said there's so much downtime. They show us things that they're showing us things, but at the end of the day, there's going to be so much downtime when you win, and you got time to like honestly peel back some curtains and be like, Mary, I actually like you. Say I actually like you. Oh, we're both from Philly.
I honestly see that the divide is gonna be Mary and Justin. It's gonna be Say and Cedric. Because Cedric already mentioned it. I see her as my daughter. She calls me dad, and because I'm dadding is what he said. So that's gonna be the divide, and that's where they're gonna focus their energy towards each other like that. And then Justin's gonna bounce back and forth between the two. So because Justin was supposedly tight with Kevin, so Mary's gonna go to the side of that's closer to Justin. I mean, not to Kevin. So she's gonna go to Justin. That's kind of just my thought. And if they end up in that situation when they got to go back to Tribal,
right? If they go back to Tribal, well, wasn't it Justin's idea to put the votes on Kevin?
Yeah, I love Justin. I honestly love Justin. I've been calling him my boy JP for Justin Pizza. Hopefully his last name begins. But no, I love Justin straight up because he's playing the right way. He's playing with Say, and he's coming to Cedric because he knows Cedric has Say's ear, right? He knows Say looking at him sideways because the first episode, Cedric and Say, they both reacted at Justin like, No one said a name. They was talking to Justin. So then that's when I kind of think like, it was Cedric and Say together. That's the pair right there. And they obviously see, Justin coming back and forth with Kevin, but Justin, he's cool with Cedric. So honestly, I think but we know, like the viewers, we know that Justin is loving Say because she's coming to him with everything and she's loyal. He loves that. But Cedric, he likes Say because that's his daughter, right? He don't really like the way she's playing. He likes the way because she reminded her of something, but she's impulsive. He even said it. He like, yo, can I tell you something? I feel like he might be the one to flip on her, and that's gonna hurt her the most. But I feel like right now in pre-jury, that's when you break hearts. She wasn't wrong.
And you break hearts and minds at that point in time. Like their minds are shattered. If you go in there and you're just like, they're gonna lie to you, bye. Their mind is shattered. There's nothing like sitting in Ponderosa in pregame and people come out like, I don't know what that nobody liked me. I don't know what I did. Like, did I sneeze or something? I don't get it. Why am I out? That pregame, that pre-jury Ponderosa is usually like, and then obviously when you make the jury and now you're like, well, I'm supposed to win.
Pre-jury Ponderosa seems well, we've had this conversation before, or at least I've had this conversation before with some people. I feel like me personally, it would be more painful to have to vote away that $1 million to someone else. But I know that some people on the podcast have said, it's good to have that agency over the game. If you're in the game, you want to have a say in where that money goes at the end. Brian notices a connection between the Say Mary. First of all, hi Brian, good to see you again. Comparing Say and Mary to what we saw last season with Rome versus Saul, talking about that relationship, and he's making the comparison of Kevin being equivalent to the Keyshawn. I don't know if we're quite there yet.
No,
it didn't feel like that to me, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I can see a little bit of what he's talking about. If I was going to percentage it, I would say like 60% of understanding what he's talking about, but that other 40% is heavy. So. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll see what episode 3 has in store. I mean, I have to say, I also felt terrible that Mary lost her vote here on the journey. Out of everyone who went on that journey, I was really hoping for her to pull through. So it was her, Thomas, and Mitch. And what did you two think of this? Where it wasn't like, oh, who wants to go? It was, you're playing this numbers game. Jay, let me ask you first. What did you think of this? Like, okay, the person with the lowest, I'm going to butcher the rules, but it's the person with the lowest unique number.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked it, honestly, because it's like a fake quick rock, paper, scissors, shoe with a bunch of people, right? And whoever has the lowest, that's alone wins. It's pretty self-explanatory. I liked it. If you don't want to go, you can honestly just pick 5. Or just go late and pick 3. But have you seen everyone that won picked 1 or 2? If like it was pretty like I enjoyed the challenge. It's quick. People they realize they're playing it and they don't know what they won. It looked like they was like, Mary, it's you. And then she was like, they was like, say it's you. She was like, no, that was practice round. I would have been like, no, I'm getting on that boat. That's when you be like, nah, I got the majority. But
I did like that Say just like won that practice round and said, all right, I'm getting on the boat now. Like she just walked away. I thought that was fun.
Yeah. You know what I like? I like the temper tantrum that she threw in her confessional. She's like, no, I was supposed to go. It ain't fair.
I would have been pissed. I ain't gonna lie. I would have been pissed.
Katora got so pissed off when I won. She's like, why the hell's he going?
I meant to say this. Every time I meet Katora, like we met a few times because I'm from the area, I always say I'm Bruce's nephew just to piss her off. I'm like, what's up, Katora? I'm Bruce's nephew. She's like, oh no, get away from me. I'm like, yeah, that's my boy Uncle Bruce, because I'm a fan of the game, so you call yourself Uncle Bruce.
I love
I'm
that.
like, yeah, I'm Uncle Bruce's nephew. You feel me? And she's like, get away from me.
I love that. That is so awesome. Rent free, baby.
I was wondering, how much wiggle room do you think the players have when it comes to these, like, okay, we're going to set up producers set up the game that they have to play to decide who's going. do you think that there's someone there like regulating the results of it? Like, oh no, this person really did have the lowest unique number, or do you think that there's some wiggle room from the players to warp things?
No, believe me, there are people that are standing right there and they're looking to make sure that everything's where it needs to be. And then we call each other out on stuff too. So remember, there's always a boom mic there. There's always somebody listening. So when you try to whisper really, really low, the boom mic comes down and hits you in the head because they can't hear you. So you're always speaking, so you're audible for the most part. But they wouldn't. Yeah, there's no room at all for them to be like, yo, so if we do, no, it's shoot and get it done.
Well, because I only asked because I was kind of surprised that the group of four that we saw, the core four from Vula, didn't. And obviously, we found out later that there were cracks there in that core four alliance, but didn't strong arm Mary into having Say go, which I know that she was also surprised that they didn't have her back when Say won the practice round. So I didn't know. Could they really end up being just deciding who goes?
No, Kev was like, no, it was a practice round. No, like Kev was like, if you go back and look at it, he was emphatic that it was like, no, there's a practice round. This is now for real. And it was, whatever. First off, nothing's ever a freaking practice round. You're all adults. You know what rock, paper, scissors is. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Like, that's how you do it. It's not like rock, paper, scissors, shoot, baby. Think about it. No, here we go. And no. It's rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Done. So, future players, no more of that crap. We got to try to be fair and equitable. Just get out there, play rock, paper, scissors, and just shoot. That's it. Done.
I have to admit. Jay.
So you're saying there's no way that they could have gamed it because the production would have made them play that? Meaning, like, say, what's the girl named? Say Tori was on here right now, and we did that. Rock, paper, scissors. Whoever got the lowest unique number, you win. And we all like, Tori, we want you to win. Realistically, and production said no, but we were like, all right, all of us go three. No. Tori, you go one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they can do that if they want to. Like, yo, listen, you've had it tough. We'll take care of you. Just shoot a one. Like you can do that. I'm just saying, like, if they're like, they change it while they're in the process. Okay, they can't do that. They're not gonna be able to do that.
So that's why I think Kevin was giving so much pushback, because it was clear that he didn't want Say to go. He was like,
that very well could have been it.
I want either I to get a chance or anyone but Say, obviously.
Yeah, it seemed very much like that. I thought it was interesting. I have to say, Bruce, when they explained the rules, I was like, I was very quick to be like, I might need a practice. I did not understand what they were asking for. So that's just when, I mean, to your point, I would just throw out a random number. Yeah.
Exactly.
You always get asked. That's me. I'm someone that don't get it fairly quick, but at the end of the day, I'm hands-on. Did I win?
2, yeah. Throw in the
one. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed at, like, when we're always, not always, but we had the ability to ask questions. Whenever something came out. So it wasn't like, here's what it is and you're done. Like, when we see it on television, Jeff explains it once. Or it's read out once. There's the ability to understand what the rules are, and then there's also the ability to say, okay, so you're saying this, can I do this? And they say, shut up, no, it's this, and that's it. Because think about it, you try as hard as you possibly can to find the way to be able to break a challenge and try to find a way to be able to kind of skirt the rule, because gamers are going to do that. Alpha personalities are going to want to do that. Somehow, somebody's trying to win $1 million. But if they had a book, their book would be, this is what it is. No, you're done.
I feel like there are quite a few players that come to mind who are purposefully listening to the unsaid rules or
attorneys.
What? Wait. Now, we're good. Now, speaking of the journey, while we're there, I want to talk about there was Mitch earned a block a vote, Thomas earned a steal a vote. I am 99.9% sure that if Mary were to win, that advantage would be an extra vote.
Probably.
That would make sense, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fully agree with that.
I, again, was disappointed. I did like the puzzle, though. I like the numbers and the shuffling around. It was one of those things where it's like, oh, that doesn't look too hard. But no.
Yeah, I like the puzzle a lot. Honestly, I loved Mitch's strategy. It looked like he said, he didn't look at the timer. He just kept going. Every time he had the first row, he lost the first row because he just kept going. But he like, you know what? I'm gonna eventually get it. And he gonna game the game by just keep going. It's pretty self-explanatory. You gotta get 15 numbers to 15 in the order. But Thomas, I don't know how he pulled that off. He like he like I don't know how he did that.
I'd have been throwing pieces in the water.
Yeah.
You don't need that one. I don't need that one either. Like, it would have been. He said he hated puzzles. I hate puzzles with actually, was it him? No, it wasn't him. Someone else had said that they hate puzzles. I don't know. Anyway, it's late. I've had a long day.
Yes.
But I'm gonna tell you this. When I was taking a look at them and watching them do the puzzle, I'm just sitting there and I'm trying to think of the time lapse that went by. Because that sand timer was probably like 3 minutes or 5 minutes, one of the two. And they were just going and going and going and going and going and going. Your mind in there, this is, I believe it was day 5. Your mind is going absolutely bonkers because you're not eating, all you've been doing is just drinking water and eating coconuts. And for them to be able to pull that off, I looked at that and I had, had some dinner or whatever and probably saw it on a snack. And I'm just like, what the hell? How do you get that? Where does the 2 go? Like, it wouldn't have made any sense to me whatsoever. So kudos to them, and actually Mary was so close because I think that she was like dropping the last one and her timer had gone out and then she dropped the last one because they will be like, time's up. Like they stop you right away. So she was probably dropping the last one, and I wish it would have showed hers to see where she actually was.
Is it legitimately the sand, or is there someone with a stopwatch? Do we think?
Nope. This like they literally sit there and there's somebody just staring right at that hourglass.
Oh, that would not help me if I was in that.
Yeah, because you gotta realize that there are multiple people that are there. It's not just like you going out there and like maybe a cameraman. No, there's a good number of people that are there waiting for you, and they're recording you. There's sound and everything, just down to every last little detail. And they kept asking me, and they would ask me when I was doing my nail. No, I don't want to do it. Why? I don't lose my vote. So early okay, you sure? Yeah. So you don't want to? Nope. And they just keep asking you because they want to make sure they want to get the right reaction. So, but yeah.
See, I didn't realize it was in the smaller moments too that there were that, because we know in the challenges, we've seen the photos on set where all of the challenges have just an incredible amount of crew standing by. On that note, why don't we take like a very quick break and then we'll come back. We'll talk about the immunity challenge for today's episode. And we have a guest who will be joining us to discuss that. So we will see you very shortly.
Hi, Survivor Now podcast listeners. I am Katie from KT Designs, better known as Katie Tedesco Art on both Instagram and Etsy. I have been designing and selling Survivor products for over 7 years at my Etsy shop, including replicas like hidden immunity idols and Survivor trading cards with all of the players' stats on the back. I am so grateful for Survivor Now for giving me this shout out and helping me reach even more superfans. I love listening to their podcast. So if you are looking for some really unique reality TV products for yourself or to give a superfan in your life, come check out my Etsy shop at www.etsy.com/shop/KatieTedescoArt.com.
All right, we are back. Katie is so unbelievably talented, so make sure you go check out her Etsy shop. And welcome, Tori. For those of you who don't know, Tori is now a Survivor Now podcast analyst. Tori, I'm so excited to meet you. It's our first podcast together.
I know. I'm so excited to meet all of you. Thank you so much for having me. I did the pre-show earlier, and I'm just loving every second of this. So thank you.
Of course. Speaking of, were there any predictions that you and Ollie made that came true this episode?
Yes, actually. So we went through the polls from Instagram, and I can't remember all of the questions, but I know specifically I was correct on who went to tribal. And I was not correct on who would go home though. So I predicted that Mary would go home. I said that was kind of like my easy answer. It just seemed like kind of obvious. Nothing in Survivor is really ever obvious, but that was just kind of like, I'm like, okay, well, we're going to go with that because that's what I have to go off of. So what about you all? Did anything else come true?
Jay?
Yeah, I got my prediction correct.
Because he was going to go home. You predicted that?
Yeah,
Oh
Kevin.
my gosh, what?
Yeah, I got the drop on all y'all players, No, I'm joking. But it's just honestly, like I said, it was Bruce gave it to me as luck. I'll take that as well. But I can single it down. I said Matthew can vouch for me. I said it can either be Cedric or it can be Kevin, but I was leaning more towards Kevin strictly because last episode, the shoulder injury, and we knew Say had an idol. We knew that she was going to play it regardless, and we knew Cedric was close to her. So only thing I was thinking last episode, the three, they could play votes on both of them, Cedric and Say, and they split the votes on them both, and one of them plays the idol when Cedric goes, but I didn't see that happening because Cedric got a good relationship with the guys. So at that point, I'm like Kevin, because we watched the preview for next week, because Kevin was saying like Say's got to go. She's kind of aggressive and loose lips sink ships. So that ended up getting him out of here.
Such a good catch. Honestly, I'm impressed. I did not see that one coming. I'll be honest, but I mean, we love a blindside.
We do.
Yeah, I was still blindsided. Like, don't get it confused, because humble pie, that's me. I love blindsides. Yes. But it was, like I said, it was just a lucky guess. It's still Survivor. I'm still a fan of the game. And honestly, just watching it, I was still pissed that, Say wasted the idol now, because now we're on the edge of our seat. Because
but aren't you guys like, I don't know if I honestly would have rather seen her play it now than have her hold on to it until season 46, we saw how many players go home with idols in their pockets. So I'm kind of like, okay, get an idol, play your idol.
Tori. This is a soft spot.
Yes.
You can't be talking too much junk about people that hold on to idols, because I heard that they're fabulous people.
I heard that too. I heard that too.
Love for the game. Someone started a trend.
Everybody, but for people like Bruce, for people named Bruce, it was the right move in that moment. Hold on to the idol.
There you go.
My prediction of this episode was that the episode was going to start at 8:00 Eastern Standard Time and end at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's the only prediction that I had. I think it's too early for me to be sitting in and looking at a couple of different things, because the edit gives you so much. And yes, they gave the teaser a little bit, but then they're going to stop playing games with you. Edit wise, they're going to stop playing games with you. They're a little straightforward now, but it's going to get fun. It's going to get real fun. They do their job. They've gotten better with it. So it's weird because at the beginning, like 40 was 40, and then 41, 42, 43, like it kind of, you kind of could predict a couple of things, and then they just started getting a drop on you, and it's like, okay, boom, boom, boom. And for me personally, it caught me a couple of times like, what? How did that happen? And there we are. So they'll get better with their editing.
No, it's still great editing. I'm not.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good. It's gonna get better.
Listen, I feel like you mentioned it. 41 through they're still kind of playing with things. I remember even the podcast that Jeff does was talking about the edit of 44 and showing how different scenes can be edited in certain ways. I love that they play around with it, and I love that they keep evolving it, even if it doesn't hit sometimes. That's what I love about what they're doing with Survivor overall. They're saying, all right, we're going to try it. If it doesn't work, we're going to try something different. Bruce, I just have a question for you about the challenge in particular. We do know, speaking of the podcast, Jeff has mentioned that they walked you all through each step of the obstacle course, challenge, whatever it is. When it comes to those underwater portions, I'm not sure if you faced anything like this on 45. How do they explain to you what's going on under there, or do they bring you under, or
yes, they get you an oxygen mask, scuba dive underneath, and you just
I realize now that was a very odd question.
No, listen, I'll tell you this. I saw that they had to go underneath, and then when I was like, oh, No, I wanted to breathe so bad for them, but they handled it very well. No, they do explain everything. The cool thing about it is that that's you have to know who the good swimmers are, and you ask the question like, "Are you a good swimmer? Like, can you hold your breath underwater and then kind of pull yourself along and all that good stuff?" They said it to me, I was like, "No," but they explain every single aspect of it. That's where it goes back to when someone asked. They probably asked the question. If we remember back to 45, Caleb threw his buoy and then finished out his challenge, and then he went and got his buoy. The first thing when my milkman, what the hell is this?
David,
thank you, David, thank you. You got me some points on me. I appreciate you. When he threw his buoy 50-yard pass from Jeff, when we said that, only thing I thought to myself was Caleb. And then I thought to myself, that thing, if there's any breeze and or current, that some bitch is going to be
that's true.
By the island.
Oh my gosh.
They lucked out. There was nothing. Because I looked to see, and there was like, it was glass out there. So, because usually like they're doing this stuff in the morning, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. So there was nothing. But even still, they probably asked the question, Jeff, do we have to hold on to this thing, or can we, throw it, or do we have like how can we advance it? And Jeff probably would have said, any way do you want to? So just to kind of give them that. So every piece of that whole entire thing is just going over with by everyone.
Mm-hmm. I really like this challenge. I thought that David in particular looked extra stuntman-y doing it was like very Mission Impossible. He was doing flips. Loved it.
The underwater portion of that challenge, I'm obsessed with anything like that. And it's also, I'm pretty sure they did that exact thing in season 1. So I feel like it's just been around for so long, and I love seeing a challenge kind of like resurface. So I don't know. I love that challenge.
Is that what you would choose to do? The underwater rope free the carabiner thing?
I think I might. Just because I don't think so. The underwater people, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't have to do the thing where they have to hold the buoy with a partner, right?
Right.
They did not.
They did not. So I would definitely choose the underwater thing because I'm a decent swimmer. And also, I just don't think like any balance thing. I think I would I would be Cedric in that. I think. I
would hear you.
So
If we were trying right now,
like, you're amazing.
If we were trying right now, all 4 of us, no offense, Tori, I was like, who else can swim though? Like, because she just said decent. All right,
I love it. I would love to go underwater.
I'm joking.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm like the best one out there, but I can definitely pull it off. More so than I can pull off, I think, the balance beam portion with the buoy in between. If I'm on my own on a balance beam, maybe, but the buoy thing, no, not for me.
So new era, I just want to bring this out there. New era Survivor. I love this jumping off the platform into the water. Like, I just love the way that people jump in. So usually it's like someone's going to take some kind of a face plant, whatever, i.e. Lauren from season 44. She just literally ate it. But I can't remember who it was tonight. The firefighter woman. No. When the challenge was over, when Kevin jumped in the water.
Oh, yeah.
Did anybody see that? Oh,
yes.
my God. That was just as good as Jen busted his ass last week. Like, it was so good.
Did he belly flop? I missed this.
Oh, it was a weird, like, kind of thing. Like,
it was
he
that.
had one up his nose. It was up his nose coming out his eyes. Like,
That got to burn. I would rather shoot. I would rather get to the part where we're shooting. I don't care. I can swim. I never swim in open water that long. Like, I'm a beach guy, but I wouldn't volunteer to do that, but I would do it if you guys asked me to. But I would still rather shoot. Whoever get down there, I'd rather be the shooter.
Wait, so honestly, we would probably all make a pretty good team because if you're shooting, I'm not shooting. So if let's say I'm doing the underwater, and then we have people that are saying that they might not be great at underwater, but maybe they could do the other part. I don't know. It sounds like we're all a pretty good team, us 4.
Bruce, I think you and I are on the balance beam.
Let's go, baby.
I might have just put you there without actually like knowing if that's what you wanted.
And you know what? I would be upset with that. Like, Star was upset when Eva was like, hey, I feel like you should sit out of basically was like, Star, you're the one to sit out of the challenge, which I understood where Star was coming from, because I feel like I would not want someone to tell me to sit out or in that way. I understood. I got where Star was coming from. I think Star made some mistakes this episode, which pains me to say, but I found that to be very interesting, sort of this Eva versus Star thing going on, because it's what Star may not understand right now is it seems like it's the tribe versus Star.
Yeah, she if I can comment on that. How the hell are you gonna have an alliance with with two other people, and then you're gonna turn around and tell two other people, and then not know or think that those 4 people are gonna talk about it? Like, what the hell? Well, like, what's going on? I don't understand. I understand that you're not good at deciphering, the code. Fine,
Yeah,
fine, I got you. You go to one person, help me out, and you get the help you need. Like, there you go. But there's something about the new era where they have to tell everyone. I had to tell people when I found my hidden immunity idol, because Jake was there.
Yeah.
Caleb was there, and Kelly was there. Like, we're all right there. Like, I had no way to get around it. There was no way to go whoop and throw it in my drawers when Jake is standing right there. So, but then the mouth starts going, and then everybody knows about it. But what she just did was she's a victim of her own circumstance. Like, she just literally shot herself in the foot by telling everybody and their mother about it. So now I would listen. Yeah, I can help you out. Not a problem. Hell no, I ain't helping you out. No, nope. Sorry. You are in my way of getting $1 million. Gotta go. You're dangerous enough to find stuff. You're going to be dangerous enough to find something else later on if I keep you in the game. So you gotta go. Like, oh yeah, I'll help you out. Yeah, this is a dog, right? No, it's a fish. Oh, it is. Oh, I was looking at it upside down. My bad. Like, like something.
Jay, you got a question?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think, obviously, like, Bruce not gonna agree, but do you think Star, when she found the Beware Advantage, her best chance was to just tell everyone if she knew she wasn't gonna find it? I mean, because clearly she needs help, decoding it, and she's lost her vote, and her vote's gonna stay lost until she decoded, right?
Listen, if you guys want to answer, I got something to say. Go ahead.
I mean, you more than welcome to answer. I'm just saying, like if she decodes it, I mean, she doesn't decode it the next episode. She's still, and they go to tribal, and let's say she survives, right? She still doesn't have a vote. It's like the Sabaya curse.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, everyone in the new era that found the Beware Advantage needed help. Literally, they needed help, and they knew she was on the out, and like you said, telling one person leads to telling everyone on the tribe. It's 6 people. So at the end of the day, I found it. Everyone, I found the Beware Advantage. Like, we might as well do this together as like a tribe thing, because we the strongest tribe. Like, seriously, like, they're not going to the tribal no time soon. Let's just do this together. And once we get it unlocked, now I secure my spot in someone's alliance, because I found this Beware Advantage and we did it together. And now I'm in somebody's alliance because I included someone. Wait. Bruce, you don't want to help, but someone else might want to be down to help. There's nothing else to do. We the winning tribe.
But what you just said makes sense by way of other people, because you said that she would end up being in someone else's alliance, not solidifying one that she has. It doesn't seem like she was able to solidify an alliance member. She went to someone, and then she went to 2 other people. It was there's no alliance. There's no way that you're gonna have that I can see anyway via the edit. I don't know. Like, it could be something completely different, but I'm just going off of the edit. That Star sat there and said, okay, I'm going to talk to this one, and I'm going to talk to this one and this one, and 4 out of the 5 of us are in an alliance together. No, that just means to me that she's just shooting at like grasping at straws to be able to find out, okay, who can help me with this thing, and then now she can turn around and almost pull a say and be like, okay, now I'm almost untouchable. So do what you want to do, but if you put your votes on me, I'm going to play my idol. So let's try to go after somebody else. Oh, now we're going to go after Eva. And that also shows me that she doesn't have an idea as to what's going on, because if she's going after Eva, there are 3 people that are aligned with Eva. You know what I mean? And we've seen that on the show so far. Again, I'm talking about the edit. We've seen that so far. In regards to Star, we've not seen that. So now Star is just saying, okay, you, and you. when you don't have that. So I would definitely say that there was a faux pas on her part. But then also, like, what's his name? Oh man, I'm sorry. I do apologize to every single person on this cast. It's been a long day. But the gentleman that said, if you lose it, what if Thomas. That right there just like wholeheartedly tells me that that she's not aligned with him. He's aligned with other people, and then you have now there's a conflict. I can't do that. It's too early in the game. I'm not playing the game like that. And that's just on a level of his own conscience, not so much that he's aligned with Star. It's his own conscience saying that. So it's a faux pas. She shouldn't have said it to anyone other than who she was aligned with. But I don't think she's aligned with anybody. Like, I think she's just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I think if I'm Star in that situation, I mean, I'm probably not looking to tell someone like Joe first. I mean, if I felt like I needed to tell someone, right? Because as I think Matthew said, just everyone needed help decoding that thing. And so maybe if she knew that she needed help and she knew she needed to tell someone, I'm not going to Joe, someone that clearly is building good relationships with everyone. I'm trying to look for maybe someone that's not super tight with anyone yet. And that requires maybe a little bit of getting to know your tribe and a little bit of self-awareness to understand that I'm not really super connected to any of these people. I haven't really solidified an alliance yet. And so I maybe need to give myself a little time. Risky since she doesn't have a vote until she decodes it. But I mean, if she's confident in her team's ability to win, which they have been, or something like that, maybe that was the route to go.
I mean, I'm kind of with you, Tori. I feel like the key thing here is that Star lost her vote. And I think that really forced her kind of, maybe spiraled a little bit in terms of the strategy here. Got a little sloppy with it.
Sorry. And it's right after Evie put him right on the spot too. Evie.
Yeah.
So you lose your vote. Evie put you on the spot. You wanna tell everyone but Evie.
Yeah, well, Eva said, Eva,
you
sit out, right? That whole thing.
So now you feel. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I although I don't think Joe was the correct person, obviously, right? We see Joe is not the correct person for Star to go to with this. To your point, Tori, I do think that she needed, if she had the time, it would have been really beneficial to her game to sort of really figure out who to go to for help with this. It wasn't great that she went to Joe, and then great for Joe, but not great for Star that Joe was like, hey, we should bring Shaheen into this. That's how Shaheen got involved. And then it really surprised me that Star ended up going to, again, I don't know. I wasn't on the island. I don't know what factors were there. It was just interesting that she ended up going to Thomas and Bianca to also tell them about this. So to Bruce's point, now she's trying to form an alliance of 5. And I like that Thomas was like, so you're going after Eva. And she was like, yeah, like it's just the last person not included in this grouping. But it's like, where do you go from there? You vote out Eva. Are you still in the alliance?
Yeah. Like there's no like there's nothing via the edit. There's nothing via the edit showing that she's aligned with people. And just grasping at straws to try to find someone, which I understand. Like, if she went to them and said, I found a hidden immunity idol. Here it is. Ding, ding, ding. I want to be aligned with you. Different scenario. Different conversation. Like, this is now you're putting your trust in me, but then, obviously someone can say, well, I'll blindside the hell out of you and get that thing flushed and get you out of here. But the part of it to be able to say, okay, this is now, I really have nothing. I got this thing, I got this thing. It does something. Let me find out what it does. I don't. It clicks. Like that's it. Like when you have only that, you're dead to rights. Like they were already talking about it. Like I'm not gonna help her. We'll lose it. Whatever.
That's why. Like I agree with all of y'all, and I still agree with my strategy as well. Like because look, only reason because, like I honestly, if she would have told everyone in the group wholeheartedly, Tori, you're right. That one person, I think that one person though might have been Eva. Like she probably would have been down and put her all into helping her now. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, it's going to be, if you tell everyone in the group, they can have those whispers like, why the hell, let's look. But now it's going to be one person that's willing to help you. And that's why in the new era, this beware advantage, you have to have some type of ally early, right? To unlock these beware advantages.
Yeah.
It forces you. I can't think. I mean, I'm thinking like maybe no. I was thinking of Carla from her season. She had to get the beads from everyone. She had to talk everyone into getting the beads. I still think. Correct me if I'm wrong here, people, or someone in the chat. I still think that towards the end she did have help from someone because I think
it was James Jones.
Okay, yeah. So you're right. It kind of does, and that's what I think. With the beware advantage, I do sometimes wish that there may be ways to kind of get away with doing it and keeping it a secret from everyone. Like having this big contraption that you're decoding, like that seems like no, people are going to see it. What do you all think the word is for this tribe? Because we know we find out that they're different words.
It's listen, enlist,
silent.
Maybe silent.
Yeah,
that's what I think it might be.
I know Camilla would unlock them all.
Yeah, Camilla will. She really impressed me with this. I like they gave that puzzle to the right person to do.
Facts.
Agreed.
Hold
Agreed.
On.
I like her.
I got a comment. No person of color wants to be that damn ashy out on the island that you can write on your leg. But it happens. You get in that salt water and you come out and you're just like, every day of your life, you're putting stuff on. But now you can't put anything and you're ashy. Your feet are ashy. Everything's bad. So, but I actually, that's the first thing I thought of when I saw writing. But then I was just like, yo, that is some smart stuff right there. That girl very well could be, I was telling my wife today, like, I don't really have a winner pick yet, but I think that she very well could be my winner pick. Yeah. She's just, using that cabbage up there, just being smart as hell with it. So
in these recent seasons, the quieter players, the first couple of episodes, because we didn't see a lot from Camilla the first episode, and not even really this episode, except for the decoding part. That was kind of like a big moment.
Same with Bianca.
These quiet players are kind of like emerging as kind of the biggest players of the season. Like, look at Genevieve last season. We didn't really see her in the beginning. And yeah, she was amazing. She came out like on fire, like episode 3 or 4 or something.
Look at Erica. Erica won the whole damn thing. We didn't know. Nobody knew her name till like episode 7.
Yeah, she crushed it.
Who's she?
Yeah, Erica was super under the radar. Camilla, I really like as a winner pick. Camilla and Justin for me are kind of the two that I have my eyes on in terms of potential winners at the end. But yeah, I think that they're great. Now I'm forgetting who found the beware advantage.
Kyle.
It was Kyle. Okay, yeah. So Kyle got it and needed the assistance.
And he enlisted help as well.
Yeah. he told David, and David was happy about it. They got the 4, and then he told Camilla, and that's the secret too. And I honestly think that's the best pair of the season. Those two, they love the same movies.
What's really funny though?
Got all the same background.
There's no rule. Camilla could have just been like, "Yo, this is mine."
No, she
opened it.
I did think about that too. I don't think it would have been Camilla, but I did think about someone doing that exact thing.
Wait, Bruce, you would know. So there's no like note that says like whoever like grabs this advantage first. Like there's no rule like that.
I got the parchment right over there. I can read it out to you. There's nothing in there that says like I know because when I was talking to Jake after the fact, and I told him I would have knocked his ass out had he done this, but. Me, Jake, and Caleb, actually all 4 of us, me, Jake, Caleb, and Kelly, all knew that it was under the the center of the hut, if you will, and straight down. So Jake he actually said to me, he's like, Bruce, like if you wouldn't have found that thing, if I would have found it first, I wouldn't have told you. I was like, okay, all right, like there's no rule saying that with that thing she could have been click 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 pocket up and been like mine. If she was playing like a Russell Hantz, like, name obviously not to really be spoken, but if she was playing a game like him, that would have been, there's no rule. There's nothing against it.
That could have been fun. But I like to see a good, I said earlier in the pregame show that I was excited to see relationships form, and I'm liking the Kyle, Camilla, and there were a couple others that sort of like started to blossom this episode. So I enjoyed that. I like the relationships and the camaraderie, the alliances. So
it's the ones that we don't see that are the best.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that's true. I'd love to see more.
Yeah, Jay.
I was gonna say I was gonna comment off Bruce, the one that we don't see, but we mentioned the first episode, the California girls. We ain't say nothing about them this episode, but this episode we mentioned, Shaheem having doubt in Thomas, about how aggressive and cutthroat he's willing to play. I thought that was a big eye opener, and again, me being a fan of the game, that's just me looking deep into that alliance now, right? We know that California girls is Joe, who has everyone on his side. And Shaheem, he's just like, to be honest, Star, but he don't have the target on his back. But he's in an alliance. But he's looking at his alliance as like, as targets and threats. And he see Thomas, but no one knows Thomas has an advantage. So that California girl's not even a real alliance.
Yeah. Listen, these pre-jury alliances are just to basically get you to the jury is what.
But honestly, I agree. But I think like a player like remember I was calling JP Justin Pizza. Honestly, I think he would stay loyal to a person like Say, because he can always hide behind her. They're always going to vote Say out before him. And at the end of the day, if she's willing to, pull in people to say, "Oh, we got these numbers," as long as it ain't me, I'll vote with y'all.
There's a phrase that was uttered by the person that I look up to very dearly in regards to this game, that I just came back from Florida, and when I was coming back from Florida, I was standing in line waiting to check a bag, and I looked up and I said, oh, Jeremy Collins? And he turned around and he looked at me, he goes, Bruce? And I'm like, what's up, dude? Like in the airport in Orlando, of all places to see each other. But he said what it is, it's a meat shield. So I can see King Pizza turning around and saying, yes, like she's going to be my meat shield. She's going to be erratic. I'm not going to, what will be in his best interest is not to make it look like he's aligned with her. Keep your alliance looking with the boys. Well, one of them's gone now, but keep that alliance looking that way, but get all your information, be kind of on the secret side and go from there. Like keep that going, because the volatility that comes along with Say is gonna get her bumped. Like there's no way that, like, I'm watching like Australian Survivor, and there's a couple of guys around there that just straight up bang, 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 and they're gone because they played the game hard. Like there's a difference between playing the game hard and playing the game smart. You can play the game hard as hell, but your shelf life is only gonna last so long, because people are gonna look at you and be like, okay, I've had about enough of this. What do you think? Yeah? What are your thoughts? Really? That's what you think? What does Alan think? You know what? Let's do it together. Gone. So I would like to see her tone it down a little bit, but that's not in her personality. That's not in her cards, according to the edit. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully she does make, the merge, past mergatory, the actual merge. And that'd be nice to see.
You're talking about Say.
Say, yes, that's right.
Yeah. I would love nothing. I did think that in this episode, she did kind of prove it, especially when Cedric gave her that information. It didn't seem to me like Kevin was aware going into tribal council that Say may have heard something. It's kind of seemed like at tribal council, Kevin was a bit caught off guard that Say suddenly was like, what did she say? Wait, what did Say to him? That
he was like, he threw us under the bus, and she was like, you already did that.
Yeah. She was like, yeah, you did too. Yeah. And I think that caught him off guard a little bit. I love that. Hey, Kara in the chat as well. Speaking of Australian Survivor, let us know in the live chat if you're watching. Are you also watching Australian Survivor? I'm curious to know what your thoughts are, because on Thursdays, tomorrow, we do a live chat, a live stream kind of like this one, where we meet with one of the players. Valeria will be joining Ollie and I. So if you are watching Australian Survivor, if you're familiar with Valeria from Titans versus Rebels, go ahead and give us a subscribe and join us in the live chat to talk about this week's episodes. Little plug there. Okay, so yeah, Kara, sorry about that. You were close to losing everyone this time as well. Okay. In terms of, was there anything else with Siva? Seems like the tribe that were just not, I don't know how much we're going to get of them before Mergatory, because we spent 7 minutes talking about their, let me just get the quote right here, their humble traits, which are their unique body features.
Yeah.
I love those moments, though. I feel like those are things that we get with the 90-minute episodes that we didn't used to get. So I don't know. It's just like fun little entertainment. But I think you're right. I think it's one of those tribes similar to Dee's tribe on 45. And actually, Bruce, I think your tribe too, like kept on winning. And like we didn't see a ton of those tribes and similar tribes in the new era until the merge. So I feel like it might be one of those situations, maybe.
Yeah, the Charlie and Ben, Taylor Swift, Metallica.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
See, yeah, I'm glad you like these moments. When people say I want to see more camp life, this is not what I think of when I don't know. I'm just like, I don't really care.
But if you want to see camp life, this is the kind of stuff that goes on in camp life. Like this is what happens. Like, and I can only imagine if anything prior to 40, because you had so many days of just sitting there and being around each other, and you run out of the pleasantries are all gone within the first 3 days, and all the things like I got kids, this and the other, blah blah blah, and then you get to a point of like, if Tori, if you said to me, we're sitting on the island, you said to me, me and my husband, we're thinking about having kids, this and the other, and I'm now talking about my kids and stuff like that, and then a couple of days later, you mentioned kids again, and I'm like, yo, you got to change shitty diapers all the time. Like, it's weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those kind of conversations, it starts dwindling down into just nonsense. You just start talking nonsense, and you start finding things to be able to speak about. Kendra, I don't know if you guys remember, there was that little stick bug that was kind of doing its thing, and there we are. Like, this is like day 4, and like we're.
That was fun though. I like that moment. I still remember it.
That kind of stuff happens. That's what happens. Like, you just find stuff to just be able to talk about. And one thing I wish they would have. It was nighttime, so it really it didn't kind of make the air. But we thought we heard a goat. We thought we heard this screaming goat in the middle of the night, and come to find out, it was these freaking endangered birds. But like, we're like. We're laying in the hut, and all of a sudden it's like what the? We're all looking around trying to figure out what it was, but that was the reaction from everyone. That would have made good TV for me, but it ended up on the editor's floor, so whatever. But there's so much mundane, dumb stuff that happens, and I would really like to see. I'd really like to see like a unedited cut of just stupid shit that everybody's talking about. Like, that would make for great YouTube TV. Like, give me a half an hour, clip, or give me, 10 shorts of just stupid things that people say.
That's a good idea.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, doing the shorts, I think, is good. Me personally, I don't really need it in the episode, but I know people have said throughout these last couple of seasons, more camp life. So you know what? If that's what the majority wants, that's what the majority is going to get. Jeff is always listening, apparently. So with that, we are coming up on towards an hour of us going over this episode. It's kind of flown by. I just want to go one by one to each of you, and to anyone in our live chat. It's still open. What is something from this episode that you are excited to see? Either it's a story point or a strategic point or one of the castaways that you're excited to see how it progresses moving forward.
Save the West for last.
Oh my god!
No, save the vet for last.
All right.
Hey!
I'll go first.
So I guess I can go first.
Ladies first.
There you go.
Since everyone wants to go last. There's a lot of things I'm excited about. I mean, I love the development of Say and I'm forgetting the name. Mary, is that right?
Oh yeah, that rivalry.
Yes, the rivalry going on. I love the development of a little bit of a rivalry. I'm excited to see a little bit more of that. I don't think we're going to see this, but I also, as I said, I just love the relationships. I love seeing those like very like human moments, the cute little moments. And another one that I really liked this episode was the Charity Mitch relationship kind of start to bloom. I just thought that was really sweet. I like that little pair. I don't think we're going to see a lot of it this next episode or in the coming episodes, just because of what I think it was Matthew that said, I don't think we're going to see much of that tribe just in general, but I'm excited for that to form. So yeah, those are a couple things that come to mind.
Jay, I'm willing to go if you still need to think of it.
I had an answer. I was just trying to go last, but I can
Okay,
go.
okay. All right. Tori, I'm glad you mentioned the Charity Mitch thing because we didn't talk a lot about that, but that is starting to raise some flags amongst, like, David was like, I don't like this. And I think a lot of the other tribe members were talking about that too. So that's something that I also am kind of looking forward to. Like, how is the story going to unfold around this? The one that I'm most eager to see kind of build out more was that moment we talked about with Shaheen and Thomas. Shaheen very clearly said the way that Thomas was just so willing to get rid of that clue made him a bit suspicious about working with Thomas more long term. So I'm eager to see how that affects their trajectory in the game moving forward. Jay, over to you because we are saving the vet for last.
Okay. All right. Honestly, I think Survivor, like as a fan again, I think Survivor shows us everything for a reason, right? And that's just me. You guys don't have to agree, but that's what I think. And I see a Star and Camilla talking on the bench today, and that was a clear indicator that, to me, that maybe they might cross paths and continue to talk again, or or Star might make some type of way through this tribe after being the big target. So honestly, I'm just more intrigued about how will Star survive in this tribe, because I do want to see every tribe go to tribal pre-jury. I always love when every tribe go to tribe and pre-jury, because the thing I always say, the most veteran players are the most seasoned players of the season are the ones that go to tribal the most, because about time you go to merge or about time y'all finally go to tribal, y'all don't know who really is willing to get blood on their hands, but it's some players that's already covered in a bunch of blood, and they know right now not to speak too much in front of Jeff. They're like, all right, it's on Bruce. It's on you. So
my biggest thing is I can't wait for more things to unfold. I need to see more from different players. Mitch, love you, man. Like, you talking today was emotional, was heartfelt, and there, as much as when he was speaking, my wife was on the side of me. She was saying the words that he wanted to say. I sat there and listened. I want to hear what he's going to say. So with him saying that, it was great. He's not going to make it to the end, my mind, because of that. And it's just human nature. People are going to look at it and say, okay, he's going to get the sympathy vote. And that does exist. It is still there, I promise you. But my biggest takeaway now is that I want to be able to see like the development of these players and the development of relationships, because they do happen. And when I say relationships, I don't mean the good stuff, like hey, we're buddies and we're going out for a beer after all this is done. No, like the Mary and say, like them going back and forth. I want to see the development of that. I want to see how nasty that could get. And I don't mean nasty like like bad. Like, I'm just like how it can get entangled and other people can start taking sides. And then because you could be with Say, and then all of a sudden like Say says something and it's like, what? Like that's uncalled for. And one or two avenues go where they that's uncalled for, but I'm still gonna ride with you because you're now a meat shield because you said something stupid. And if we make it to the final three, if that's how it all goes, you never know, Jeff could change everything up. If we make it to that final three, I'm gonna recall that. And I'm gonna use that against you. So again, I want to see the development of the relationships and how this whole thing's gonna form out over the next couple of weeks, because lines are gonna start getting, they're gonna start being drawn. And you're going to look at if there are a couple of, there's a tribe that I can't remember the name of it, but they don't go to tribal council. That's fine by me. Like, I don't mind that. Mine didn't go to tribal council. It's just that we ate each other from the inside out. Like, that just sucked. I don't see that happening here because they're not showing it on television, but I don't see it happening here. So they could be just as tight as Ariba 4. And someone could recognize it from the outside. Again, development, understanding what's going on. And once they do that, boom, they can blow that whole thing up. Like, I just want to see what they give us for good television so that I can keep what I have, the love for this game and the faith in humanity when it comes to wanting to win $1 million and saying hell with everybody else. So that's all I'm looking at it.
I mean, I love all of that. Just looking forward to seeing the story of these castaways progress. Again, when we saw all of them get that, Bruce, I know that you said that you didn't have this experience, but when we saw them get the video call saying that they are going to be on Survivor 48, you got a phone call, right? So it wasn't the face-to-face?
That was dope. Yeah, no, that was, I got mine. Yeah, mine was via a phone call. But I wasn't, there was no video and like that, no video calling. But I still remember mine. But watching it last week, man, listen, brought tears to my eyes. It really did, because it was like you think back to that, like I've experienced that, and I'm like, oh, and this is what I was jumping around. What? Yeah, are you serious? And then when I was out, and I got replaced by Abraham, and then they brought me back. Even when they brought me back and they asked me to come back, and to be on 44, I was over the world. Like, it was amazing. And then when they brought me back to be on 45, because my dumb ass hit my head, when they brought me back for 45, even that was like, that was a surreal moment. That was just showed me, how much I love this game. Because I could have said no. I could have been like, I'm done with it. But it was just, over the world. So keep doing stuff like that. I want to see more stuff like that. I want to see natural human reactions.
Yeah, I'm with you right there. I cannot wait to see these castaways continue on in their story from that moment that they were told they're going to be on 48 to whatever ends up happening. I said this on our Australian coverage, but I love the fact that there is one person who knows that they have won this season of Survivor, just living out there in the world.
True.
It's
yes.
so cool to think about. Oh, Big Shogun, I just saw your message. First of all, thank you for participating in the live chat. We are at the end of our stream, unfortunately, so I do invite all of you to join us. We have so much coverage throughout the week, starting from today, where Tori, a big round of applause to you. You made your Survivor Now podcast debut, and
thanks for having me. It was fun.
Thank you for joining. You were on our pre-show, which happens before the episode. This is our after show. Tomorrow, we cover, like I said before, Australian Survivor, Brains versus Bronze 2. We are joined by former Australian Survivor player Valeria. On Fridays, you are going to get Survivor Stock Watch with Josh and Will. Saturdays, that's when you join Ollie, Phil, and myself. Forgot something for you. That is where we kind of take a more of an in-depth look at the episode. Go frame by frame. We do have visuals, so if you're a fan of pictures, that's the place to be. Sunday is Survivor Social, and then we restart the week all over again. So with that, we are going to end it here. Jay, thank you so much for being our awesome guest host, and we'd love you back anytime. With that, thank you all, and thank you all to our live chat for participating with us. Have a good week, everyone, and we will see you here.